Welcome everyone to Mac Mania episode 11 for the 14th of November 2011. Welcome everyone to the show. It's all about Apple Incorporated as they call it, and it's in Cupertino, California, and that's where it all happens, and we bring you all the news, any news that even involves the word Apple. It will be here in this show. I'm Jacob Bevis. Mark Knight, who is also a host of the show, currently can't be with us right now. He had to pull out late because something has came up, and we understand that. So we couldn't find a guest host, so I'll just do the show today, just run through the Apple news and all the other stuff that I've got on my piece of paper. Before we start though, I want to mention two websites that we get our news off. They both have apps. One's called Machash. If you go to machash.com, also they've got an app called Machash in the App Store. You just have to type in Machash, that is Mac and hash, just like hash browns, H-A-S-H, and they supply me with all the news. I use it quite often to check any Apple news because, you know, unless you're a media reporter, you can't get the news yourself unless you go to an app or a website to see the news. And they really help us out on this show, so we thank Machash. And we also thank MacDailyNews. They've got an app, and I believe they've also got a website as well. This app is sensational. Mark Knight uses it, and I've just got it recently on my iPod. It's pretty good. It supplies all Apple news, and it's just fantastic. So thank you very much to those two for supplying the news for this very wonderful show. It's progressing along pretty well. Let's get into some Apple news now, and the first story I've got for you is iTunes. There has been the third beta of 10.5.1. It is only available for developers, obviously, and I've got a few features that this beta does include. They are testing out something called iTunes Match. It addresses a number of important performance and stability improvements. Also, Apple originally projected the public launch of iTunes Match for the end of October, but that deadline has passed. Apple is still ironing out the final bugs in its $24.99 year cloud music service. Also part of Apple's message to developers is iTunes 10.5 Beta 3 includes a number of important stability and performance improvements for iTunes Match. It is a required update for all subscribers to iTunes Match Beta. So there's a new thing called iTunes Match coming out. This will be available once iTunes 5.1 is available for everyone in this world. At the moment it's only available for developers, and it will be hopefully available very soon for everyone else. Moving on now to our next story, and Siri could be on the Mac. Well, it's been reported that Siri is on the Mac with a new thing. If I just find the story here. Just let me find the story, guys, but there's a thing on the Mac called something. I'll find it in a minute. Yeah, that's it. You can use speakable items to bring Siri's functionality to your Mac. There's a video here on how to on the Machash app, but since the announcement of Siri with the iPhone 4S, and Mark and I have discussed about Siri on the Mac. You've probably watched a number of other episodes where we've talked about. I've said to Mark, is Siri going to be on the Mac? Do you reckon it could have a future on the Mac? Well, users have been wondering if Siri, like me, will eventually make its way to the Mac, and that's what me and Mark has been wondering. And you may not know it, but OS X actually includes a speech recognition system called Speakable Items, which is very similar to Siri in many ways. You can go and find a video of it. I'll post the link down on the show notes for everyone to check out. So that is Siri, and you know, I didn't actually know it was on the Mac. Moving on now to iOS 5.1, and we had an operating system, new iOS operating system released called iOS 5.1. It is the step 1 of iOS 5, and this, believe it or not, is the first update that you can update through your iPod or iPod Touch. You don't have to plug it into iTunes anymore. I found it very smooth progress on the actual iPod. It was pretty smooth, and it worked very well. I loved it. And what it includes in this iOS 5.1 is just dictation improvement for Australian users like us, like me. It also included a number of bug fixes as well. There's not really major updates in the 5.1, 5.2, those kind of updates. There's not really much updated. It's just bug fixes. So we've talked about Siri on the Mac. We've talked about iOS 5.1. We've also talked about iTunes. What next is to talk about. There's been a story written that Apple interest in Intel, the Intel switch. So obviously they switched their processors to Intel. It led to the purchase of Next, and what did that mean? It also led to Steve Jobs coming back to Apple. There's a story on Machash, probably on the Daily News as well, whatever that other app is, about Apple interest in Intel, and it led to the purchase of Next and also the return of Steve Jobs. And Apple's individual unsuccessful attempt to build a modem operating system in the preparation for the switch to Intel processors led to the company's realization that it needed to purchase Next, a move that led to Steve Jobs' return to the company he co-founded. So I think we've all known that, but that was just a story. I kind of didn't know that. I knew that they were interested in Intel processors, but I didn't know it definitely led to the return of Steve Jobs and also the purchase of Next. So we've talked about all the other stories now. Let's go to, there's a new store that's going to be opening on Thursday. It's a Germany store. It's the 18th Apple store in Germany. Amazing. And it will open this Thursday inside the Machash Zentrum shopping mall. I hope I said that right. It's in the west of Frankfurt, and the store is one of the very few opening in the last 3 months of the 2011. As reported by iPhone.de website, the store will open in 130,000 square foot expansion of the 1964 shopping mall, now with 170 shops. So we hope that store open will go smoothly, and hope it goes well. Seriously, there's a lot of Apple stores that are opening throughout the world. Well, that's all for the Apple news. Not much going on, but if you want to send in a story, or if you want to, give us a little bit of a hint or something on a story, you can email MacMania at macmania71@gmail.com, and you can also email it for the Christmas show if you're interested in being a part of the Christmas show. We have a few guests already, not confirmed yet, but if you want to be a part of the Christmas show, you can email macmania71@gmail.com saying I'm interested in being a part of the Christmas show. It's on the 19th of December. We'll talk more about that, later in the show. So we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, I've put on a news segment. I don't know if this will be on next week, but just because I'm here by myself, I reckon this will be on next week. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a question of the week. Now, how this is going to work is basically I'm going to give a question of the week. I'm going to have an opinion on it, and if it stays, Mark will also have an opinion on it as well. I will ask Mark this next week on MacMania when he comes back. But this is the question. Would you rather watch videos on an iPod, iPhone, or iPad than computer? And my answer to that is I definitely do watch a lot more video content on even YouTube. I watch a lot more content, video content on the iPod, because I think it's just a very great, well, when I sit in bed, I like to have my iPod, and I like to watch YouTube. I like to watch videos from the iTunes store. So I reckon, yes, I do. I'd rather watch. Excuse me. I'd rather watch videos on the iPod, iPad, and iPhone than watching on a desktop, because it's just easy to sit on a couch and just have something light on your leg, or just holding like an iPod, and be able just to watch. You can see the whole video. It's not like you need a very big. I can see it perfectly fine on my iPod when I watch videos. So that's the question of the week, and that will be the question of next week as well. When I ask Mark, I will record that down. Alright, okay, well now I've got time to go on to some app news. If I just open up the app news section on my iPod, known as the App Store, I'm going to go through, this is basically, I'm going to go through the app of the week and the game of the week. So the app of the week in the App Store for this week is PhotoGen 2, and I'm guessing it's a photo app. It's 99 cents, so basically $1, but basically free to me. PhotoGen is back with a brand new version, loads of new features, and a complete overhauled user interface. And it's now only $1 until the 17th of November. So if you are wanting a cheap price on this app, you can go to, you can type it in on the App Store and go get it. It's only 99 cents for a limited time, so go get that. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough today. And then the next thing is the game of the week, and the game of the week is ePooch. An ePooch is a conopendic, I don't know what that says, but it says some word, robot combat game of the week on the US App Store. And it's been rated by many websites here. There's comments from many websites like Gizmodo, Side to Play, that it is a very good game, and it looks like a very good game. Looking at the screenshots, if I can just lay it on, it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. So that is the game of the week. Alright, now time to move into my app of the week. Mark has not got an app of the week this week because obviously he is not here on the show, but he can give us two apps of the week next week to fill in for this week. So my app of the week this week, I don't know if you know, but we have a sport here in Australia, and obviously you Australians would know. It's called Australian Rules Football. Basically what it is, it's just a kind of a football version. Like Americans have American football, we have a football. Ireland has Gaelic football, stuff like that. We all have our different rules. And my sporting team is the Bulldogs, and I love them. Seriously, even though if they're lost or not, I still like them. I'm never gonna change team. So basically, there is an app for it. It's called the Bulldogs app, and it's a pretty good one. Now they have this for all other teams as well, and they'll have the same format. Basically, what they have on the app, this is the interface of the Bulldogs app, as you can see there, and it has all sorts of things. It has news, so I can tap into news, have a look at the news on the have a look at the latest news of the Bulldogs. It also has the fixture, so obviously it will have, it'll probably be having on here, yeah, it has this year's fixture, 2011. It will have on there 2012 when it comes. There's also the ladder, so the 2011 ladder will be on here. It also has the song, and this is what I love about it. You can click in. Sides of the West, and also has the lyrics as well. See, pretty good. We did our very best. And so on and so on. And they also have their Twitter feed, and they also have links, so obviously links to their website and stuff. yeah, official website, the Herald Sun News, Age, and Footy Wire, and apps for other teams as well. And I'll just go to this. It'll take me probably to the App Store. Yes, it will take me to the App Store. I'll just read out all the other apps you can take, but you can obviously get any team, AFL team. I don't know if they have a Greater Western Sydney app. I have to check. But excuse me. But it's a pretty good app. I like it. It's good for supporters like me. I am a mad Bulldog supporter, no doubt about it. And I would get it's free from the App Store, and same with any other AFL any AFL team will have an app. Alright, well that wraps up today's show of Mac Mania, the show that covers everything in Apple. Obviously it's been a bit of a different show because Mark's not here, but he will be back again next week, and it wasn't his fault that something come up, but excuse me, I get a little bit of a tickle in the throat, but anyway, he'll be back next week for all the other Macintosh news, and I just want to give a minute to talk about our Christmas show. At this present time, the Christmas show is on the 19th of December. Now basically what it's going to be, it's just going to be a show. It's not going to be about Mac or any Apple news. It's going to be a Christmas show. We're going to play tunes. I'm going to make up a PowerPoint presentation that we can play. That will have what you can do is on PowerPoint you can make quizzes, multiple choice quizzes. So when we get all our guests sorted and who's going to be on the show, I will make a multiple choice quiz, and that will involve Christmas, obviously. It's also going to be on blogtv.com/people/Bevtv55, so Bevtv Live. It will be recorded and uploaded to iTunes, obviously, and it's going to be a load of fun. I definitely am going to. I really am looking forward to it. I'm just thinking about the technical wise. I might I'm not sure yet, but I might get an S-video cable and plug my laptop into the TV, so I have two monitors, because I can make it so I've got two monitors, so I've got more space, so I can have more guests, so on. So that's the Christmas show. We'll talk more about that as it comes. I'm still going to make an album art for it and stuff and all that. Second, this podcast, it's already in video. It's now in audio, and it will go on my Tumblr account. If you go to bevtv5.tumblr.com, you will find the audio version probably in a couple of minutes, because it doesn't take that long to put an audio version up to the internet. You can find the regular video podcast at youtube.com/BevTV1, the Bevtv Facebook fan page. Staying on Bevtv, you can go to the Facebook fan page at facebook.com/BevTV to get around Bevtv. I will be making this year a best of. Once again, I made it last year, but it got deleted because that was on my old channel. Basically, what I've decided to do is I was going to do a Mac Mania best of, but instead I'll combine Mac Mania and Bevtv together, so all the Bevtv highlights as well as Mac Mania, and it'll be like a probably be like an hour and a half or something. But if you want to vote the best of, just leave a post on the Facebook fan page and just give us a tip. What was your best moment? Obviously, the real match football was probably one of them. So Bevtv. Facebook.com/BevTV. And also you can find Mac Mania in a number of places. Facebook at facebook.com/MacMania71. You can also find us on Twitter at MacMania71. Sorry, I have to have a drink. Oh dear. You get a bit hot when you cough, but anyway. MacMania71 on Twitter. The email at macmania71@gmail.com, and I think that basically covers it of MacMania. And also you can find me on a number of places: Twitter, Google+, and MySpace, Bevtv5. Also on Tumblr as well, and you can also find me on Blogger, but I don't go on there. Alright, well I better end this show before before I keep coughing anymore. I don't want to make a cough show. But anyway, thank you very much everyone for joining me on Mac Mania. Probably been a bit of an odd show because obviously there's no Mark here or any other partner. But until next time everyone, I will see you next Monday for another edition of Mac Mania. Next week will be episode 12. See you later.